Is it gonna be really close? Okay, so wait, how do I look there? Is it gonna look like this or that? Oh my, I don't, so if I look this way, I just, I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna lie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Behind the Headphones podcast, White Label. We have a very special guest today. We'd like to introduce Mayam, the lead singer from Taps. Welcome.
Hi.
I'm happy and excited to have you here in the studio and hear your story. So,
Okay.
how did you get into the music industry, or should I say into music?
Alan Coelho from Taps. We were working together in the studio, and he wanted a front singer for Taps. And so he just, auditioned me. He liked my voice. He says, you sound like the original singer, Barbara Dowse. So that's how it happened that I got into the music business.
Nice. And what year did this happen?
Oh, a long time ago, but if I tell you, then you can know my age.
And so
I always try to stay ageless. No. I don't want to be pigeonholed in the 80s.
and prior to that, were you singing, or what were you doing then?
I was actually doing acting.
Oh, wow.
And
nice.
trying to do modeling.
Okay.
But I was too short, but I was trying to do acting. And my ex-boyfriend, who was a celebrity's hairstylist, he knew a lot of people in the business, so he was hooking me up, getting me like small parts in movies and just like one-liners, two-liners. But I just, after a while, it was just like boring. I didn't want to do it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what like motivates you or pushes you to want to perform and be a singer?
I think it's all the growing up, watching the artists that I love perform, and just watching them gave me an adrenaline rush. Madonna, who else? Just so many. I love like Mick Jagger.
Nice.
People just expressing themselves freely on stage. But Madonna was like, I don't know, she defined the 80s with her sound.
Yes.
And she just had a look, and the melodies and the timbre of her voice were just so transparent, and it was all about boys, and I love that.
So is Madonna one of your favorite artists that you would like to, you like to listen to? And
for a long time, but I mainly liked her in the 80s, not so much when she evolved into the 90s, and everything was great, but I'm just, that point in that timeline, I was stuck with that sound, that very girly sound, Minnie Mouse sound, I call it, because I think in the 80s a lot of producers were emulating her sound and creating that little girl voice, which I love. But in terms of like integrating it into my own artistic expression, it's a little challenging, because if you like Madonna and you like Mick Jagger, it kind of clashes,
Yeah.
So I that's why I like to put on retro 80s shows, so that way I can put some music that's Madonna influenced in there, and it's okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was your family supportive when you started singing and stuff like that? How did they?
Not really. I came from a strict Christian background.
Oh, wow.
They didn't let me. We sneak in the room and listen to music, K-rock, and all the like Frangeli. Who else was like really from the 80s? The Frangeli, Madonna, everything. But I have a funny story to tell. We used to have to go to church on Friday nights, right? Mm-hmm. I hated it, but we'd go. And one time we went to see this play, and in the play they're portraying a party scene. And it was so funny because nobody expected this, but they actually made this party scene it was out of control. They actually were playing Lisa Lisa and the Cult Jam in the church.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the one, I Wonder If I Take You Home.
Wow.
And they were blasting it in the church. And this girl comes out and she starts busting, doing the nasty or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was laughing. But it was supposed to be part of the scene, but I think they just wanted to put that music in the church and rock the church.
That's pretty funny.
And I always remember that. And sometimes, like, backstage, I'll see Lisa and I want to tell her about that story, but I haven't yet. I will. Maybe one day.
What kind of preparations do you do to prepare yourself when you're going to do, sing somewhere or do a festival?
I think I look at concerts of other artists I like a Queen. I'll put on Queen, and it's actually the opposite of what I'm going to sing. So if it's disco, I'm singing for taps. I'll put on Queen or The Doors, and I'll listen to it, and I'll watch them move, and it just gets me going. And then I'll do some like vocal warm-ups, throughout the day to get me going.
Do you get nervous?
I do. It's like a drug.
Yeah, I think it's natural.
I think it's
for
worse
everyone.
than Coke. Oh, wait a minute. Should I say that?
That's fine.
I didn't try it, but I'm just saying. But it is a real high. It is. It's a rush.
If there's anything in the industry that you could change, what would it be?
That's a great question. Oh my God. In the music industry, I would change. I would take it back to the timelines. I'm a 70s era, an 80s era. I like the late 60s. Music that's simple.
Yeah.
Not manufactured.
Nice.
Not techno pop manufactured, just artificial intelligence made music. That's the only way I have to describe it. It makes you move. To me, it makes you move and it makes you go, but it doesn't touch the soul, and it's not innocent like it was.
Yeah, it definitely has changed, and I definitely believe it's harder now to get, to make it anywhere without having to try, and sometimes you got to step out of your skin and try something different. But
yeah, it's and with the internet, it's so saturated.
Yeah,
it's so many artists.
Yeah.
It just overstimulates your brain, and you get desensitized. It's like you're not even like. I mean, in the 80s, like when you heard like a great song on the radio and they played it over and over, oh my God, but it wasn't like 10,000 artists playing. It was just like,
I totally understand. Could you describe yourself in 5 words?
Oh my God. Let's see, 5 words.
You could narrow it down to 3 if you want.
5 words. Funny.
Okay, that's 1.
A little wild. Flirty.
Okay.
How would I say it? Very sensitive to people.
Oh, okay.
I can read their energies.
Right on. What's your favorite food?
It's called gorma sabzi. It's a Persian dish.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's all these green vegetables sautéed with lime, and then you saute it, and then you put it over white rice.
Nice.
I could eat that every day.
Sounds very healthy, and
yes, it is healthy.
I think I've only had Persian food once, and it was just like kebabs and some other kind of food.
Oh, you had the generic.
Yeah.
You didn't have the stew.
Yeah. That sounds good, though, what you just described. We'd have to try it one time.
Yeah.
So what skills do you need to be a singer and performer like yourself?
Skills?
Yeah. I mean, obviously singing, but like...
I think it's a God-given talent, starts with, and it's a soul thing. It's a feeling thing. And I think the skills come after. You can learn the skills of the voice and everything. Technically, like when you watch American Idol and you see them, they're amazing.
Yeah.
They're perfect, but that's, in my eyes, that's all I see. It doesn't really touch my heart or soul. It's just kind of, everybody just like wants to hit the high notes and everybody's loud and it's, so, I don't know. What was the question?
I said, what skills do you need to be?
Skills. Skills. Oh, okay. You definitely have to be business-minded. And you definitely have to have some wisdom to discern the people that are honest and not. But so far, being in TAPS, I have met the most incredible people.
Nice.
I have never had a bad experience. I love all the promoters. I had Jada Vegas was my manager for a while. She was wonderful. Everybody's just been so good. And I think it's because they just love the music.
Yeah.
I've never had any bad experiences, so I'm grateful.
That's nice. What was your favorite TV show growing up?
Oh, I love you. Look at you. Charlie's Angels.
Nice. That's a classic.
Well, that sound at the beginning. Da, da,
Yeah.
I always wanted to be one of them, just coming out with that music like a video.
Yeah, it was like a music video, the intro.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
I used to get a rush. I wanted to be one of them.
That's cool. What advice could you give to, the younger generation that kind of, maybe look up to your sound and want to be a singer?
Well, first to listen to their inner voice and to every voice and opinion that it can drown that out. Just like listen to what you want and follow that. Don't you want to give the people what they want, but that's not the first intention. It's got to be you love it and it makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Totally.
that's what I would say, and try to be unique.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't copy.
Like you said, it's so saturated, and like it's hard to pick someone that's like has that sound. He's like, whoa.
That stands out.
Yeah.
Or it's just it's all the same to me.
Yeah, especially.
And they're all great singers. They're
Yeah.
all great. That's the thing.
It's hard to like pick one.
Right.
Yeah. What advice would you give yourself if you could go back in time?
Oh, what a great question. You're a great interviewer. What advice would I give myself if I could go back in time? I think I would have started the music business earlier.
Right on.
Yeah,
Nice.
because I think I wasted some time there. And then I would have been more, how do I say, more adventurous in taking chances, moving forward with music, whether
Yeah.
it's taps or, you know, I have a rock project I want to get off the ground too. I love rock music. So I wouldn't hold back. I would have started a long time ago.
Nice.
And I just was like, I guess everybody has that hesitance because they have doubt, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes. So.
What has been your most memorable performance or place to perform?
Oh, it was Camacho's. Where was Peppers?
Yes.
Okay, City of Industry. Taps hadn't been playing for I think at least 30 years, and I just remember getting on the stage with Alan, and all the people were just screaming, ah! And they were throwing their vinyl records in the front, and I was just staring at them. I was just kind of frozen. I didn't know we were going to have that response, and the promoters coming up to me, sign them, sign them, sign them, and I was like signing them. And then Alan stopped the show to wish me a happy birthday, and everybody sang to me, and he gave me a bouquet of roses.
Sweet.
That is my memorable time. Yeah.
Nice. Who would you like to collaborate with?
Oh, I love that one. Who would I love to collaborate with? Well, I'll tell you two things. There's the dance, disco. I shouldn't say this because Alan would get mad. Alan would go, Bobby O.
Wow.
Bobby
Nice.
O. Sorry, Alan.
I
want to collaborate with Alan again. I love Alan. We wrote a song together. That, and on the rock side, that's a good question. Maybe the guitars from Queen or The Doors.
Nice. Yeah, those two you can't go wrong.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. Do you like to travel?
I do. I love to travel. I've been to Spain.
Oh, nice.
And I'd love to go back to Spain. I saw England. I got sick in England, so I didn't see much of it. I like to go back there and go to Europe. I've been to Nice. Have you ever been to Europe?
No, never.
Go to Nice, France. You know how much the drinks are at the club?
Oh, no.
$50 a drink.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're strong.
Not Nice, Monaco.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry, Monaco. I went to a club in Monaco and the drink was $50.
Wow, yeah. Wow. I don't even think a Vegas drink is that
right?
much. Yeah.
How much is it in Vegas?
I think it's like 25.
Is it really that expensive?
Yeah, probably for a mixed drink. Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, at some places it can get pricey. So, do you have any upcoming events or festivals you're playing at?
I do. In fact, I have one at your gig this Friday, everybody. I just did one last Saturday. It was my first, I called it the Disco Dolly Show, but it was taps, but it was mixed in with like retro 80s songs that I love, like The Flirts and Debbie Deb. And so I have that one. And then I'm going to Mexico City in May. And then I've got I'm booked in July. I have a festival up north and then a couple other shows in Orange County. Yeah.
Nice. And so when you do these performances, what kind of do you have any rituals before you start? Like, do you like to meditate or maybe take a shot of something, or you?
I don't drink anymore, but I guess I would say I meditate. I try to just stay focused on my breathing. That's the most important thing.
Let's talk about your Dolly Disco
Dolly show.
Dolly, how does...
You know how that got started? I don't know if you know Saint Etienne. They're a band from the 90s. They're from England. And I just remember going to see them at the Glass House in Pomona. She goes, "Oh, you disco dollies out there." And I went, "Oh, I love that name." So even at the tap shows, I'd call them disco dollies or cha-cha girls and boys. but that's how I came up with the name, because it just sounds so disco.
Yeah.
You can have fun with it, which the last show we did last Saturday, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looked like the energy was pretty lit.
It was lit, and we shot out some money, which was really cool. It was the idea of one of the dancers, and I thought, hey, let's do that, and we did. It was great. There's money all over the floor. It looked real.
So you, when you perform, you also have dancers, and you dance with them as well?
Sometimes. It just depends. I wanted to, try it out this time.
Yeah.
But normally, I usually take a percussionist, a conga player on stage with me, because I love Latin rhythm and percussions.
Yeah.
So the last freestyle festival I did, I brought on a conga player.
Nice.
That's what I like.
Can you play any instruments?
No. I could just, some notes on a keyboard, come up with a bass line, something like that. Yeah.
That's cool. What was the best advice you were given?
Of my whole life?
Yeah, I mean,
God, that's great. Oh, wow. What is the best advice? Listen to your gut. Don't listen to your head. Listen to your gut.
Yeah, that's a good one. Do you have anything you'd like to work on that you haven't? Maybe like you've just been so busy and you're like, oh, I want to,
I want to finish. I call it my bubblegum rock set, and I wrote a couple of songs that are very inspired by 80s Madonna, and a little by Debbie Deb and stuff. And I'm putting electric guitars and congas to it. And I'm not finished yet, but I'd like to make an album and then just start playing around LA with that.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you do have original songs that you do?
I write songs all the time. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. So you said you have a few gigs coming up in, the next couple of months. Any other podcasts you're going to be on?
No, but you can invite me back. I'll be on yours.
That's cool. We can do it again.
Yeah. I think I did one only, and that was a long time ago.
Wow. That's cool. How would you just describe the music that you make, your own personal music?
Oh, well, it's heavily influenced by Latin percussions. I even take the influences of, like, you hear it in the Bobby O tracks. He uses a lot of, like, cowbells and congas, and even taps does. And then that is a lot. Is that what you're asking me? What I put in my music to create it? That's the main piece. And electric guitars, distorted electric guitars. And I have a lot of influence from T-Rex. I don't know if you know him. Mark Boland's from the 70s.
Wow.
And he was the glam rock guy.
Oh, okay.
So I like glam rock. So he would just play guitar, and he had his conga player.
Nice.
And they were able to do it.
That's all you need right there.
Yeah.
That's cool. So where did you grow up? What city?
Hollywood.
Hollywood, nice.
I started in Hollywood, and then I ended up in Alhambra. So that's how I got into the East Los Angeles disco scene.
Nice.
I loved it. It was exciting.
So how was it, to be in that scene back then?
Oh my God. Well, remember, I came from a strict Christian background. I never went out. And then all of a sudden I'm 18 and I'm partying with friends. So, hey, let's go cruise Whittier Boulevard. Oh, what's that like? So we do that. And then going to the parties, Oh, my first club was Brandy's.
Nice.
And that place, Expose, was playing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was cool.
If you were to write a book, what would you title it?
Oh, God, that's a great... Man, you got these good questions. What would I title my book? Memoir, Memoir, M-E-M-O-I-R. How do you spell that?
Yeah, that's how you spell
it. I'm pronounced it, I mean. Memoir?
Memoir.
A memoir of an 80s disco dolly growing up in L.A., something like that.
Nice.
Title, yeah.
Nice. Hopefully, we get to see your background as well on interviews with Mike Flores. Shout out to Mike Flores.
Mike Flores. Oh, my
Media
God.
Circus.
The documentary.
Yeah.
I was scrolling through and I saw it, and I'm so glad I connected to you. I would have missed it. And I went, wow, I've always wanted to do something like that. He interviews all those DJs from that time, and he has footage from that time too.
Yeah, he has a lot of footage.
How did he get that?
I have no idea. I just know that he does have some incredible footage. You're just like, wow. And that's what somebody asked me last time. Like, there was no cameras back then. I was like, well, someone had a camera.
That's priceless.
Yeah. What would you be doing if you weren't into music?
I want to be a judge or a lawyer.
Nice.
Right?
That's cool. What motivates you to do what you do?
You mean the music?
Yes.
What motivates me? Oh God, I don't know how to answer that. Other music? I don't know. I not only do music, but I'm like I have all these like ideals. I'm like a director, a fashion designer.
Nice.
Music, all of it. It's always spinning through my head, which is good and bad at the same time. But I forgot what your question was. I'm sorry. I'm like in another place right now.
It's all right.
I had too much tickle pink. I think I'm a little tipsy.
What's your favorite? You said your favorite food was Persian food,
Yeah.
right? Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite drink, or you said you don't drink?
Well, I don't, but I do like sangrias.
Oh, nice.
Those you can't stop.
Yeah.
Do you like them?
I've had one.
Oh, you do. Yeah.
They're cool.
They're cool. Yeah, those are great. In the summertime, they're good to have.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sure with the warm weather and one of those on ice, pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think this is about it with questions. You've given me
Is there any questions that people are tuning in that would ask me? I don't mind if you have it.
Edgar Perez said,
Hi, Edgar. Hi, Edgar Perez. Are you following me on Instagram or Facebook? Your name looks familiar to me.
Said, my best part of you is the history of high energy.
The best part. Yeah. And I bet you have a lot of memories too with that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh. I have a funny story. Oh, I did do, there's no more K-Big. Remember K-Big? They used to have a disco hour with Alex, what was his name?
Oh, on the radio, right?
Yeah, K-Big. So I did that radio interview one time, and they were asking me a story about taps. But I know somebody came up to me after the show and said, hey, we made our first baby to your song.
Oh, wow.
I said, oh, okay, great.
That's inspiring.
Right? I said, oh, wow.
That's
We're a bad influence, taps.
So, with you performing and stuff, I'm sure you see a lot of different fashion, right?
Yeah. That's where we were going with the fashion. I love the 80s because they were the last generation where music and fashion went hand in hand.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen like that anymore. When you go to clubs, it's not the same. And I always remember the East LA disco parties with the party crews and the way they dressed the girls and the guys and walking around the dance floor like they were models on a runway. It was just a great scene. I was just taking it all in.
They definitely don't. That vibe is definitely not around no more. I mean, except for the people like us that go and try to, still have fun with it.
Still have fun, but it's not there, that spirit, right?
Yeah.
Or you remember when clubs, there to be a line out the door, everybody wanted to get in? It's not like that anymore.
Yeah,
There's no excitement.
I think now they just make you wait so that it looks like there's a line.
Oh, they do? Okay.
I've gone to a few places and they're like, oh, we're not letting you in till 10. I'm like, really? But,
and then you go in there and there's nobody there.
Yeah, exactly. Jesse O says, hi, you got any questions?
Jesse O, is that Jesse Ortega?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I love you, Jesse. Are you Raul's brother? See what he says. If that him.
Yeah, I think so. I think they have.
Did he say yes?
A couple of brothers.
Jesse O, are you related to Raul Ortega, the promoter? I love him. Oh my God, I miss Raul so much. I love you, Raul. He was the one that brought me and Alan together.
Nice.
After so many years. It had been like 35 years. So we did our first show together, me and Alan, with Raul. That's the Raul Ortega at the Camachos.
Nice.
Yeah, that was great.
It's crazy how so many people are connected or, have worked with each other and throughout these years and still have that connection. That's pretty cool. Yeah, any questions out there? Anybody, tuning in, have some questions before we get into the epic performance?
The epic. So I should say it's going to be guitars. We're not doing backing tracks. I want to just sing acoustic, my voice. And the song I'm doing is Don't Pretend to Know, which all the Taps fan knows, and it's one of my favorite songs, and I know it's Alan Coelho's favorite song. And then the other one is called Perfect Stranger, which Alan Coelho and I wrote and he produced, and we actually wrote it after a tap show. Mm-hmm. He was hanging out at my house. I had keyboards, and he just started playing, and we were coming up with it's kind of 80s new wave inspired. I said, Alan, I'm going to bed. I'm tired. I wake up. He's still working at it.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
7, 6, 8 in the morning. I'm like, Alan. And he's with, And he's just doing it. He had this energy.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like you don't want to stop.
No, I guess not. Well, he's a genius.
I've seen that, like, even like on Instagram, you know, a guy will, you know, be producing music, and yeah, you go to bed and you wake up and he's still online. Like, dude, this guy never went to sleep.
Yep, that was Alan.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wow. We don't have any more questions.
Okay.
So I guess we can get into the singing.
All right. We'll take a little break.
Actually, can you let everybody know where they can follow you? And
Oh, great. Well, I have 3 channels. There's Facebook, Mayam Zadeh, MARYAMZADEH, Facebook. Then I have the Disco Dolly page. It's on Instagram, and then Glam Rock 2024 is my rock page.
also, when your music, how can people get a hold of your music?
I'm on Spotify. That's a great question. Spotify, and I'm actually building my Bandcamp page so I can start putting the music. And once it's there, I'll start promoting it so people know where to go.
Nice. That's cool. Well, I appreciate your time, your interview.
This is great.
You have some good stories, and
You got great questions.
we appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll be right back in a couple minutes with the performance. Everybody on Twitch and YouTube, just stick around. We'll be right back. White Label Podcast.
You're great. Oh, wait, we're not off yet. I was gonna say, can I talk? Not yet, huh? Oh, we're still on? Oh. Hello? Um, a little bit more. Check 1 2. Oh yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah. Oh, wait, this came out. How's this? How do we keep this in here? Like, is it open here? Like that? Oh, okay. You go just like you do it for me. Oh, don't touch it then. It might fall. Wait. Okay. No, because when you're back more, you're thinner. When you're front more, you look wider. I guess. Yeah. Good. Take some good pictures. You'll send them to me, okay? Da, 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 da. Na, na. Yeah, the acoustics are good, right? Yeah, not really. Go ahead. Last time I heard from you, you seemed so far away. Words as cold as ice. You said this isn't yesterday. The note I sent to you was written from my heart. But now the time has turned. I'm watching my world fall apart. Longer than we need. The memories hold on. Pictures from the past won't stay where they belong. Don't pretend to know what love is. Don't say you care. Don't pretend to know how I feel. Where were you when I needed you there? I spent the endless nights talking to myself. How am I supposed to feel when he's alone with someone else? Sometimes it's hard to see how love can slip away, leaving all those empty dreams. They belong to yesterday. Longer than we need. The memories hold on. Pictures from the past won't stay where they belong. Don't pretend to know what love is. Don't say you care. Don't pretend to know what love is when I really needed you there. Don't pretend to know what love is. Don't say you care. Don't pretend to know how I feel. Where were you when I needed you there? Yeah, I like it too. Oh yeah, we're on live. Right. So this one was written by Alan Coelho of Taps and Me. It's called Perfect Stranger. all alone to play. Don't you want to know my name? You're making me go insane. People tell me to let go of someone I will never know, but my heart keeps telling me that's not so. I'm in love with a perfect stranger. I'm in love with a dream. I'm in love with a perfect stranger. You're the one for me. I'm in love with a perfect stranger. I'm in love with a dream. I'm in love with a perfect stranger. You're the one for me. Wishful thinking on my bed, visions of love in my head. Lock your lips unto mine, kisses sweet, so divine. I'm in love with a perfect stranger. I'm in love with a dream. I'm in love with a perfect stranger. You're the one for me. I'm in love with a perfect stranger. I'm in love with a dream. I'm in love with a perfect stranger. You're the one for me. I'm in love with a perfect stranger. I'm in love with a dream. I'm in love with a perfect stranger. You're the one for me. All right. Thank you so much for everybody watching and tuning in. Thank you so much. Are we off? We got one more.
You can call me if you want in an emergency.